Hello everybody and welcome to Tech Focus. My name is Biffon and I'm going to show you how to use Shotcut. As you can see on the screen, Shotcut is a free, open source and cross-platform video editor. Free, meaning you don't pay for it. Open source, meaning the source code is freely available for use and modification. And cross-platform, meaning is available for the major operating systems, that is Windows, Linux and Mac OS. Shotcut is licensed under the GNU GPL license version 3. And it's actually very easy to download and use. To download Shotcut, you need to visit shotcut.org, then click on the download link over here. You will be redirected to the download page, where you can select your operating systems, either Linux, Mac OS, or Windows. Since I'm on Windows, I'll click on Windows, then click on the 64-bit Windows installer. So I already have Shotcut installed. I'll go straight and show you how to use Shotcut. When you open Shotcut for the first time, this is the interface that you will come across. One of the most important things we need to do here is create a new project. And to do that, we use this section over here. We need to select the location where we want to save our project. Give it a project name, and for this case I want to call it NKU2. You can set the video mode if you wanted to, but for this case I'm going to stick to HD 1080 pixels 60 frames per second. Once you're done, you click on Start. As we can see on the top left corner, we're now working on our NKU2.mlt project. We now have various panels on the screen. The left panel here is where we're going to drop the files we want to edit. These can be videos, images, or audio files. The following section over here is the preview section where we view the work in progress. On the right hand side is our history panel. This is where we view all the actions performed in our project. Down here we have the timeline section, and this is where the actual video editing takes place. So we will be picking the videos from the playlist section, drop it on the timeline for editing. After editing, we now view the work we've done or the results in the preview section. To understand more on how Shotcut works, let us import some files and perform the actual editing. To import files, click on the Open File button over here and select all the files that you want to work on. For this case, I want to work on these two video files. So select the two files and click on Open. The two files will automatically be added to the playlist section and automatically start playing in the video preview section. The other thing that I want to do is to add the files to the timeline section for editing. And to do that, you select the files that you want to add to the timeline, then drag and drop them at the timeline section. You can move the files to the right or to the left of the timeline section to the position where you want them to be. You can also zoom in or out to increase the size or reduce the size of the files at the timeline section. To preview the work in progress at the timeline section, you click on the project button and click on the play button. Preview the files that are under the playlist section. You click on the source and play button. You can also preview the files in the timeline section by double-clicking on the file that you want to preview. You can also increase the size of the timeline section by clicking on this section and dragging to the top. For my case, it's not working, so I'll use a different way. You click on this section right above the timeline, then drag it to the top. Then you can increase the size to the bottom side, and this gives you enough working area for the timeline. Note that you can move the marker to the right or the left side of the timeline by clicking on it and dragging to the right or to the left. You can also lock the track to prevent further editing. You can hide it from the preview section. You can also mute the audio. At the moment, we only have one video track. We can add more tracks by right-clicking here, Then add an audio track or a video track. So I want to add an audio track, so I click on this one. As we can see, we now have an audio track inserted. If we try to move a video file to an audio track, only the audio of the file will be used. To add a transition between two files, you select one file and drag it slightly to overlap the other file. As we can see, there's a transition that forms in between the files. If we try to play the video, you can see the transition. To view the properties of this transition, right-click on it, then click on Properties, and these are the properties over here. We can change the transition, for example, to buff vertical. You can also change the softness of the transition. So let us see the new transition. Add a fade transition at the beginning and at the end of the video files. We need to hover on the file, and the button will appear. So click on this button and drag it to the inside of the file. The same thing towards the end. Click on this file, on this button, and drag it towards the inside of the video. So we try to play the video right now. We can see we have a fading transition. And if I move the video, play it towards the end, we can see we have a fade out transition that is smooth. That is very nice. To split a video file, you need to move the marker to the position where you want to split. Then click on the split button. If I try to move this file now, you can see that it has been split into two. To change the extension of a file, you need to select the file, then click over here and move towards the inside or outside. So these will affect part of the original content in the videos and audio files. But for images, it will not affect the content. Each file in the timeline section is called a shot, and you can view the properties of each shot by clicking on it and viewing the properties in the properties panel over here. You can adjust the aspect ratio of the video over here, audio sync over here, or even the metadata over here. You can also increase or reduce the speed and duration of the shot so as to stretch or shorten it without affecting its contents. To delete any shot, just select it and press the backspace button on your keyboard. If you make any mistakes, you can recover your work by using the undo and redo buttons provided. So if I click on undo, my video will come back, and if I click on redo again, my video will disappear. You can also use the history panel provided on the right corner. You can access video and audio effects available under the filters panel by selecting a specific shot, then click on the filters tab, then click on the plus button. Here you can view all the available effects. You can select from favorites, video or audio. You can also search for a specific filter, for example brightness. So let us try to add this effect. Just click on it, then adjust the brightness level. Delete an effect, just select it, then click on this button. You can also activate or deactivate by checking and unchecking the check button. Still under the filters panel, we can add 2D or 3D text. To do that, you click on the plus button, then search for text. So let us add the 3D text first. So I'll click on that. Then this is where the text is going to be. So let us say we want to display Bifon 2020. We can adjust the settings of the text by even changing the color. Let me say I want to choose this color. You can also change the size, the depth, the tilt. You can change the horizontal position, but I want it to stay at the center, so I'll maintain 50%. You can also change the vertical position. For the case of a 2D text, We click on the add button, then search for text. This time we're going to use the text symbol. So click on that, and this is where the actual text is going to be. Let us say I want to display NKU. We can reduce the size of the text over here. We can also drag it to the position where we want it to be on the screen. For example, I want it to be right here. We can also adjust the settings of this text. For example, we can change the color. We can also change the padding, the background, the outline, the font type, and many more other settings. Once you finish editing your videos, the last thing you want to do is to export the video. And to do that, you click on the export button over here, or this one over here. So let me click on this one. You then click on export file, select the location where you want to save your file, then give it a file name. So for this case, I want to call it nvideo. The extension is .mp4, then click on save. Immediately, you realize it starts exporting and you can check the progress over here. Once it's finished, you can find it in the location you selected. So basically, that is how you can use Shotcut while editing your videos. It actually has more advanced features that you can explore when you start using it. But for this time, I want to stop there and I want to say thank you for watching this video. Bye bye.